We're doing a series of workshops on YouTube for this season so that you'll be safe and you can listen to them whenever you want at home. We're at the corner of Clinton Parkway and Wakarusa in Lawrence, Kansas. So if you're driving by, look for the flowers on the roof. That's kind of our trademark. Hi, I'm Ann with Clinton Parkway Nursery, and we're doing another seminar. Today we're going to talk about curb appeal if you want to sell your house. So the first thing to do is keep in mind that people are going to look at it from the street and they're going to walk in, so you want it to look good as possible. Ideally, the best time to do this is a year or two before you're going to sell the house. But, you know, it's 6 weeks away and you're going to put it on the house on the market, so let's go ahead and say, okay, we'll pretend you're not going to do that. If you would, think about, like, especially major stuff, like I have an overgrown landscape, I need to pull stuff out. Excellent thing to do it 2 or 3 years ahead of time, because then it looks good and it doesn't look like you just got done doing it. But let's say it's 6 weeks down the road. So first thing to do, it depends on the time of year, but you know, look it over. Mow the lawn if it needs to be mowed. If it's this time of year that the things are green, if it's weedy, weed it. Put a new layer of mulch on it. Clean it up. Take your edging and touch up your edge if you need to. If you have trees that are staked and they don't need to be staked anymore, pull the stakes out. Get the wire and the hose off of them, so number one, it's good for the tree, but number two, it doesn't look like you just got done planting them. Thinking about color, depends again on the time of year. If it's a fall, it's fall and you're thinking about doing something in the spring, I would suggest planting like some pansies, or if you had a protected spot, maybe some kale. Those plants will overwinter and look good all spring. Tulips and daffodils that you love in the spring, those are great. However, they don't have a long bloom span. So they're going to bloom for about a week, which is great for the people that come in looking at your house for that week. But the week afterwards, it's going to be, the blooms are spent, they don't look that good. If you want to put some in, that's great. If you're getting ready to sell the house and they don't look that good, just cut them back. But your flowering plants will be, I'm going to say, better in the spring than the bulbs. It's spring. Depends on how early in the spring, but you get into a March time frame, it may be too cold to plant stuff outside, but you can put stuff in a container. Like get some pansies, get some kale, put those in a container. They can take the cooler weather. If it turns around and it's supposed to be, oh gosh, it's supposed to be in the teens tonight, pull it inside. Bring it inside for the evening. You can bring it outside the next day if they're going to come, or whenever they're going to come look at it. So then it still looks good. If it's a summer type thing, do a summer container. Put in some, you know, it depends on where it's at, if it's in the shade or in the sun. Put in some vinca, put in some begonias, something there that you can have all summer long, and put it in a nice new pot. The advantage to those is you get to take those with you when you sell the house go to the next house on that. Or you could use them as incentive. Hey, I'll throw the containers, or I'll throw the pots and containers in if you'll buy the house on that. So make it look good. Remember that they're going to see, they may actually see the house on the outside more so than they see some of the rooms in inside. You know, it's a spare bedroom, nobody's going to be here, I'm just going to beep over it, oh yeah, it's fine. But there's a time period that, oh, they're walking up to the house, they're looking at it, they're deciding, is this a good house for me or not? So having it cleaned up outside is a great way to start it off. There's other tricks for inside. That's where you talk to your realtor and they'll give you some tips. But that's a good way to get started on the outside. You have issues, you have questions, give us a call. We'll try and help you as much as we can. Thanks for listening.